This is the morning weather briefing. This is for Thursday, the 7th of September. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather looking nice and quiet for a while. Mostly dry conditions. There might be a few isolated showers later today near the Gulf Coast. Chance of a few showers by the middle of next week. Really no high impact event here anytime soon. Of course, the tropics are the topic. We have Lee that will be a major hurricane by the weekend. We'll be looking at the new tracks here as we go. This is the upper air look across the country this morning. And we have a northerly flow aloft and a dry air mass pushing into the northern half of the state. The showers and storms we saw yesterday and last night, those are gone. That's the radar composite early this morning, about 5:15. As the dry air takes over, we've got some 60s over North Alabama. Cullman, 64, feels pretty good. Huntsville, 67, but 70s to the south. Birmingham at 74. 75 Montgomery and Dothan, 77 for Mobile. Highs will range today from the upper 80s over North Alabama to the low to mid 90s near the Gulf Coast. Watch warning map around the nation. Still some heat issues for the Northeast and also for parts of Texas and some of the adjacent states. Got a chance of severe storms later today and tonight in advance of the front from Georgia into parts of New England. Also marginal risks to the west. This is tomorrow. Got a chance of severe storms over northeastern Texas and again over the northeast United States. And on day 3, which is Saturday, we've got 4 marginal risks in scattered pockets across the country. But again, Alabama should be mostly dry Saturday. There will be a surface low over Georgia. And I guess there might be a brief shower or storm near the Georgia state line. But again, it's a pretty dry pattern. Speaking of that, here's the rain for the next 7 days, and just not a lot around here. Again, for North Alabama, the next chance of showers Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Even then, probably not much. South Alabama could see a few spotty showers later today. And again, toward the middle of next week. But again, it's just a very calm pattern here. So we are near the very peak, the climatological peak of the Atlantic hurricane season. And we've got 3 areas of interest in the 2-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center. Obviously, Lee, the hurricane, is the focus, but we've got that number 2, that yellow X up in the North Atlantic. That's the ghost of Franklin. No real worries there. And then we've got the orange X in the Eastern Atlantic. That is Invest 96L. And understand 96L will be turning north. We're not too concerned about that. This is the 7-day outlook. It should become Tropical Storm Margot, but again, that should remain far from land. That's the red area you see there. So we'll focus on Lee, and again, you can see the Hurricane Center brings it up to a Category 4. In fact, let's see here. First off, let's take a look at 96. This is the Super Ensemble graphic. Tomer Berg makes these, and they're really good. This combines the European, the UK Met, the American GFS, the Canadian CMC. And you can see clearly with 96L, it's going to take a northward turn literally in the middle of nowhere. So here's a look at Lee this morning. Of course, we don't have any Hurricane Hunter aircraft. It's too far out. The sustained winds estimated at 80 miles per hour from satellite imagery. And again, it's getting away from drier air. There's hardly any shear. The waters are warm. This should ramp on up. Here's the latest track from the National Hurricane Center. They bring it up to major hurricane status by late tonight, and it should be a Category 4. Monday night of next week, well to the north of Puerto Rico and east of the Bahamas. And again from there, modeling in very good agreement. Again, this is the Super Ensemble plot. You got all the ensemble members, all of them, from the European, UK Met, GFS, and the CMC. And this is the 06Z ensemble run here. And almost all the members show that hard right-hand turn, keeping the system east of the east coast of the United States. Of course, on the east coast, there will be huge waves and swells and the danger of rip currents. But there's increasing evidence that this thing might make landfall over Nova Scotia, Canada, in about 8 days from now, 8 to 9 days from now. So our friends over eastern Canada, the Maritimes, I'll have to watch this. But again, for the East Coast, it should stay off to the east. And this thing will be hitting some cooler water due to upwelling from Franklin. And the hope is that it weakens by the time it reaches Nova Scotia, if that's the case. But again, certainly in the near term, it's going to be a very dangerous major hurricane. So let's look at the GFS model fans. This is the OZ run, valid today at 4 o'clock. The heat ridge well to the west. We have troughing developing over the east. And again, that's going to push a dry air mass in here. Most of the state rain-free. This is the high-res HER, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And again, you can see a few spotty showers near the Gulf Coast up to about Interstate 10. And that's it. And again, highs today ranging from the upper 80s in North Alabama to the low to mid-90s across the southern counties of the state. Tomorrow, a dry day. We're going to see some lows way down in the 60s. Feels good to start the day. Highs 80s North Alabama, low 90s to the south. And again, fine day, great night for high school football games tomorrow night. This is Saturday. Again, we're dry. There will be a surface low over Georgia. And it's conceivable that if you're near the Georgia state line, you might see a brief shower. But again, most of Alabama, dry Saturday. And again, 80s for North Alabama, low 90s to the south. Be a great night for the Alabama-Texas game in Tuscaloosa, with temperatures falling into the 70s. Sunday looking dry, same thing on Monday. Tuesday, we might introduce the chance of a few isolated showers as moisture begins to return. Wednesday, a surface front approaching, and that could kick off a few scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. And a week from today, Thursday the 14th, we got troughing developing over the east and another push of drier air. And this is going to be a pretty good air mass. This could drop highs into the low 80s over North Alabama, in 50s, upper 50s, lower humidity. Again, let me get my little mug off there, and you can see Lee, that is far, far east of the South Atlantic coast of the United States. Could be a very powerful hurricane at that point. And again, our friends in Nova Scotia will have to watch this. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday the 16th. And again, things just look quiet here. And again, Lee could be near Nova Scotia around that weekend. So for our friends there, they'll have to kind of keep a close eye on this thing. But just not a lot of rain here. This is rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean is only about a half inch between now and the 22nd of September. Temperatures for Birmingham, your number could vary, but what's missing from that chart? 90s. And again, we've got 88 today and then 88 Monday, but look at the end of next week. Highs in the low 80s, lows dropping in the low 60s as we slowly get into fall here. And the latest 8 to 14-day guidance, this is for September 14th through September 20th. And like the blue on that map, those are temperatures below average for the northern half of the state, maybe a little above average down in South Alabama. So last night, pretty impressive show in the sky over North Alabama. Had some noisy thunderstorms and storms that weren't necessarily noisy. A lot of people saw lightning from 50, 60, 70 miles away. And, of course, you can't hear the thunder at that distance. And that was some of the activity up in the Tennessee Valley last night. Of course, a lot of people report that as heat lightning. And, of course, we all know there's no such thing. All lightning you see in Alabama comes from a thunderstorm. And in this time of the year, they can be 50, 60,000 feet tall. You can see the lightning from far, far away. Just too far away to hear the thunder. Hey, check this out. This was Jasper yesterday. Look at that hail falling. Little hailer popped up about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Moved down through parts of eastern Walker County. And, of course, along with the storms, we had the usual CLCs. Creepy-looking clouds. Is it a tornado there? Of course, the answer is no. But again, all that's over with and things are quiet. So today we are headed down to Choctaw County, Alabama, the town of Butler. See my friends at Patrician Academy. Tomorrow I'll be at Leeds Elementary School, home of the Green Wave. And then tomorrow evening, Pell City High School for our Friday night rivals game of the week. That'll be over on My 68, Clay Chalkville at Pell City, live on 68 tomorrow night. I'll be there doing the weather on ABC 3340 at 4, 5, and 6. And then Saturday, it's a book signing at Strange Brew Coffee in Tuscaloosa. They're right there on University Boulevard. It's like a block away from Bryant-Denny Stadium. We'll be there from noon to 3. And our new children's book is out. Benny and Chipper, The Wonder of Thunder. Excited about that. It's the second in our series of children's books, the Benny and Chipper series. Of course, we'll have the regular books, All You Can Do Is Pray, Weathering Life. We'll have all the weather T-shirts. It's a weather bonanza. We take piles of pictures, and we have so much fun. Noon to 3, and it's a great place to hang out before the Alabama-Texas game, which kicks off at 6. So Strange Brew Coffee. That's a great place in Tuscaloosa, noon to 3. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.